Welcome to Cine here, where you come for all of your media needs. My name is Ray.
It's your boy Nikki Tay.
And today we are reviewing Little.
Woo! Directed by Tina Gordon, starring Regina Hall, Issa Rae, and Marsai Martin, the youngest executive producer in Hollywood ever. How about that? How about that? Little! Like where do I start talking about this movie?
Sound like excited to talk about it in the first place.
I guess what we will do is start with the director, Tina Gordon, who was a screenwriter, or she wrote the screenplay for ATM.
Good movie.
Drumline.
Great movie.
She also directed the movie Peoples with Craig Robinson.
Okay.
And she also co-wrote the screenplay for One Man One. So she got some good, she got some flame on movies, and she got some flame off movies. But I think Little is causing more into that flame on movie.
Okay.
I think, especially compared to What Men Want, right?
I would agree with that.
It's so tough to work in this space, this funny comedy space, right? Especially nowadays, because comedy movies feel so weird. They don't feel organic. Like the classics. Like I'll just pick a movie out of thin air. Blue Street, right? Funny. It's natural. It's an energy between him and Luke Wilson. It feels like, okay, this is funny. I'm in it. Martin Lawrence, he can do no wrong. Nowadays comedies don't really feel that. What Men Want was not good. You can see our review if you want us to talk about that. But Little, I think, does a lot of things right. It's less corny, more quirky, more goofy, which I can appreciate, and I know kids can appreciate.
And the thing is, it's funny that you said what you said, because I was in the theater, and as I was watching Little, I was thinking in my head, like, maybe I just don't like comedy movies no more. Like, I really was thinking that as I was watching it, like, and it's crazy that you put it into words, like, maybe it's just comedy movies today.
Comedy movies today are just bad. Let's take it all the way back. Let's go past What Men Want to Night School. I mean, I haven't seen a good comedy in the theaters in forever, and it's like, the only time I do get comedy is in pieces of action movies.
Marvel movies.
Like Marvel movies, they do comedy well. Like the last good comedy movie I've seen shouldn't be Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
like what? Like we need more organic, naturally funny black comedians to make movies that we can say, are classics.
Well, you got Medea. She's funny.
Who?
I didn't say Mike Jones. I said Medea.
Who? We have who? I don't know who that is in the realm of funny. I'm looking for movies that parents always go back to the classic movies, the Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, right? Lawrence, they got classics. They got classic movies, and this kids of this generation, they got Jumanji. like where are the classic comedies? And I think Little may be one that I could talk about. I don't know if it's one that I definitely want to put at the top of my resume. No. But it's definitely one I can have on there, with an asterisk. It's Little, it's there.
You go from this to this. You went to bed grown and then you woke up little. That's for white people, because black people don't have the time.
It's okay. It's okay. And that's the thing. I was watching the movie. Halfway through the movie, I was thinking, I don't think I'm into comedy movies anymore, but maybe I'll a little more lean towards what you said. But going past that, once I finished the movie, I did enjoy it. I can say I enjoyed it.
It's enjoyable.
It's a lot better than I thought. I thought this movie was going to be
exactly.
Trash.
And that's the part. It's better than the norm.
Yeah, it's better than the norm than expected. And I maybe can attribute that to the acting. I think everybody did phenomenal. I wanted to see a lot more Regina Hall.
Absolutely.
But
who don't ever want to see?
But I didn't get enough of that in this movie.
Regina.
Yeah, I needed more. I needed a little bit more. I know what they were going for. Of course, you can't be in it too much, but I wish I could have seen more flashbacks of her starting off as the boss, right? Starting off trying to be this per se bully, right?
Yeah.
I wish I'd have got a little bit more of that, and not just for story purposes, but also just they say put your aces in places, right? So if you got somebody like her, you want to put her in a position to really show that she has more to offer than just a little bit that you got at the beginning and at the end.
Yeah.
And the jokes in this movie, like I said, I started off by saying I really wasn't laughing much, But that's fine. That's fine. As long as I get a great message out of it, and I think that's one thing Little did well. They gave you a really good message that did not seem stupid, right? Some messages, because some messages just seem like, don't steal from people. All right, like I don't need the basic. Don't read me the Ten Commandments, right? Give me something more, right? Dive into the psyche of the human mind and why do bullies do what they do? Why do people become bullies? Like, those are the kind of things that this movie kind of tries to attack, and they did it in a way that made sense. Like, the reason why she was the bully at work made sense, and I love movies that is really salt in reality.
Yeah. It felt realistic enough. I will say that, like, the idea of a boss being that mean in this day and age is probably a little
Overtold. Well, that's the comedy portion.
Every morning.
No! Ding dong! Ding dong!
But, you know, it had some laughs. Issa did a good job.
She
She
did.
was funny when she needed
was.
to be. I felt like this was the first time. I was like, yes! Like a movie didn't kill a comedian who I know is funny. Because I feel like that's all I've been getting out of movies recently. And then Marseille, she did an amazing job. She felt at times like, I was like, maybe she is like a real adult in real life that has now become this child, because I felt like she was carrying herself so well.
Yes.
Which is a good thing to see. Now, outside of that, did they have corny moments? Sure.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't as much as I expected that would have kind of brought this movie down. It was in a place where I said, you know what? If I have kids, this is something I would take them to see, and I would feel good about it.
Absolutely. And I would say one of the biggest negatives of this movie, and this kind of plays a part with a lot of comedies, not just Little, but a lot of unrealistic scenes, right? Like her even going to school in the first place is so unrealistic. How that all was set up, like where's the documentation come? Like that's what I'm saying. In certain movies, especially comedy movies, you got to put a lot of like realistic things to the side, kind of almost like you would do with like a sci-fi movie. Say, all right, we in this world, y'all trying to entertain us. It does not necessarily have to be reality, right? It can be some version of a reality, and that's what this was. And I think that's a negative. I think if you want to be really good at what you do, especially comedy, sometimes the best way to do that is to put it in reality and to make it funny.
It's got to be buttoned up.
And to make it funny, right? I think, not to drift off topic, but I think Modern Family, the TV show, does a good job of trying to make something in a realistic world, but also make it funny and over the top. And I think they should have took that approach with this movie, but I guess it's kind of hard to when you got magic involved and a kid going from a to a child. So I guess I am expecting a little bit too much. But even with that, I still think they could have took it in a lot more realistic route instead of just making these plot points just to fit a funny narrative.
Now, this movie isn't going to win any Oscars.
No.
It isn't going to blow you away.
No.
But it is a good movie. I feel confident in saying that this movie is good. Would I see it again?
No.
Probably not. But would I be open to watching it again?
No.
I think I would. I think I would watch it one more time. If I was with somebody who had never seen it and I was super bored, scrolling through Netflix, I don't see nothing, I'll be like, yeah, we can give it a shot. Because I know at the end of the day, I will be entertained versus a movie that I was not entertained.
That's true.
And I have named previous. In the end, this movie for me is like a 6.4, which again, it's not like, he hyped it up and he only gave it a 6.4. It's a comedy first. So let's be clear. Comedies are very hard to grade because if you are not consistently funny, there is nothing else you are offering me. You're not offering me action. You are not offering me suspense.
Like horror movies.
You are not, exactly. It's like an unscary horror movie. And this movie did make me laugh. I did feel the warm message like we talked. It's a good film in the end. Good job, everybody.
Little is a great movie to take your kids to. I think that they will be entertained. It got a little bit of message, especially black children. I think they can relate. I do love.
Come on, black families.
Very relatable to black people. That was great. I would never see this movie again. And that's not a knock. That's not a knock. Like, if it was on TV, I'm not turning from it. But I'm not.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if I'm with somebody and they say, let's see Little, I'm going to bring up other movies I think it's better. So we would never get back to Little. Like, it would never get back to that.
With kids, and they gotta have magic, and they gotta have
Easter Rain.
You gotta start with it.
You gotta really get that. I want to see every Easter Rain movie. All right, we get to Little. All right, we got it. Like I said, it wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't something I'll probably ever see again. And that's not a bad thing. I think that someone should see it. I just don't think you should see it twice.
That's fair.
I would give this movie a 6.2. I do agree with Nick. I think that it is a good movie. I think it's worth watching, but like I said, I would never see it again. And I do appreciate what they put on the screen, though. I don't want to take away from what they did. I would even probably watch a sequel if it was done right. So if that means anything, if that gives it any,
That does mean a lot.
all right, if that gives it any sauce. But yeah, I definitely think you should check it out.
That completes the review for Little. Definitely was pleasantly surprised by this film.
I was too.
I think this is good. I think if comedies can be more like this, but slightly better, more laughs, and then we're on a good trajectory. I think this is maybe the sign of better things to come. You know, we just got What Men Want, and that was terrible.
Real quick, before we end it, what was the last good comedy you've seen on the big screen? Can you recall?
On the big screen.
Or just in general? For me, it was Top 5.
Top 5, what's that?
Top 5 with Chris Rock.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was a good funny movie. Or you can go like Soul Man with Bernie Mac.
Oh, that's too old. That's too old.
There you go. My last two.
Uh,
Gotta be quick. We ain't got much time.
I don't know. That's sad. On the big screen.
Or in general. But it gotta be a movie though. That came out in theaters. It can't just be a.
Yeah. I honestly don't recall.
Alright, well, go ahead and close it.
Ant-Man versus the Wasp. That completes the review. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if you liked Little. Hopefully you did. And as always, don't forget, you've seen it here. We're little, we're happy, and we're little. We're going.